David was only 22 years old when his life changed in a single moment. It was a normal afternoon. The sun was bright, and his father was on the roof of their small house, repairing a section that had been leaking for weeks. David was inside when he suddenly heard a loud crash. He ran outside. His heart froze. His father was lying on the ground, motionless. "Dad! Dad!" he shouted, shaking him. There was no response. Neighbors rushed in to help, and within minutes, they carried him into a vehicle and drove to the nearest hospital. David sat beside his father the whole way, holding his hand, whispering, "Please don't leave me. Please stay." At the hospital, doctors rushed him into the emergency room. David waited outside. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, a doctor came out. His face was serious. "Your father has suffered severe internal injuries," he said. "His condition is critical." David's voice trembled. "Please, doctor, save him." The doctor hesitated. "There is a special procedure he needs immediately," he said. "But, we cannot perform it here." David felt his heart drop. "Where can it be done?" he asked. The doctor took a deep breath. "There is only one specialist in the entire country who can perform this surgery." David stared at him. "Only one?" "Yes. And she works in the capital. She travels often. It may take time to find her." Time. The one thing his father didn't have. David felt the world closing in. He sat outside the hospital that night, alone. No money for expensive treatment. No connections. No way to reach this specialist quickly. For the first time in his life, he felt completely helpless. That night, he knelt beside his father's hospital bed. Tears fell as he prayed. "God, I don't know what to do. I don't have the power. I don't have the money. But you do. Please, save my father." The next day, there was still no news. The hospital tried to contact the specialist. No response. Day 2 passed. His father's condition remained critical. Day 3. Still nothing. Friends and relatives began to whisper. "Prepare yourself. Maybe it's God's will." But David refused to give up. Every day, he prayed. Not once. Not twice. Again and again. Morning. Afternoon. Night. Sometimes he prayed with hope. Sometimes he prayed through tears. Sometimes he prayed when he felt nothing at all. But he kept praying. On the 5th day, the hospital told him something painful. "If the specialist does not come soon, we may lose him." That evening, exhausted and broken, David went home for a few hours to rest. Dark clouds covered the sky. As he sat quietly inside, he whispered one more prayer. "God, even if I don't understand, I still trust you." A few minutes later, he heard a knock on the door. He wasn't expecting anyone. When he opened it, a woman stood outside, covered in mud and dust. Her car was stuck in deep mud on the road near his home. "I'm sorry to bother you," she said. "My car got stuck nearby. Do you know anyone who can help me pull it out?" David called a neighbor who owned a tractor. Within a short time, they helped pull the car out. The woman looked relieved. "Thank you so much," she said. "I was trying to reach the hospital in town. I'm a surgeon, and I was called for an emergency case." David's heart skipped. "A surgeon?" he asked. "Yes," she replied. "I specialize in complex internal injuries. There are very few of us who handle such cases." David felt his hands shaking. He swallowed hard and asked quietly, "Doctor, what is your name?" She told him. It was the same name. The same specialist. The only doctor in the entire country who could save his father. David couldn't hold back his tears. "Doctor, the emergency case you're coming for, it's my father." The woman stared at him in shock. Within minutes, they were on their way to the hospital. That night, the surgery was performed. It was long. It was risky. David waited outside, praying the entire time. Hours later, the doctor came out. This time, she was smiling. The surgery was successful. David broke down in tears. Not just tears of relief, but tears of faith. Because in that moment, he understood something he would never forget. God didn't just answer his prayer. God moved mountains. He redirected a journey. He stopped a car. He brought the right person, to the right place, at the right time. Today, David tells his story to anyone who is losing hope. And he always says the same words: when you pray, God listens. When you wait, God works. And when the situation looks impossible, that is when miracles are closest. So if you are facing something impossible right now, if you're facing something that feels impossible right now, don't give up. I know it feels heavy, I know it feels unfair, I know you've prayed, cried, and asked God, why me? There are nights when the silence feels louder than the storm, moments when you wonder if anyone sees your struggle, days when you wake up tired. Not physically, but mentally and spiritually exhausted. But listen carefully, just because you don't see movement, doesn't mean nothing is happening. Keep praying, even when it feels repetitive. Keep trusting, even when it feels slow. Keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. Because miracles don't always arrive with noise. Sometimes they arrive quietly. Piece by piece, moment by moment. And one day you'll look back at this season, and realize it wasn't sent to break you. It was sent to build you. Your miracle may already be on its way. You just haven't seen it yet. Seeds grow in silence, breakthroughs are prepared in hidden places, and sometimes, while you're waiting, God is working. You may feel stuck, but you are not abandoned. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. There are battles you survived that should have broken you. There are storms you walked through that should have destroyed you, yet you're still here. That alone is proof. So don't give up now. The story isn't over. This chapter is hard. But it's not the final page. Stay strong. Stay faithful. Your testimony is being written. If this message touched your heart, comments Amen. Subscribe and walk this journey with me. See you in the next story.